welcome to another episode of the Knitting in the City podcast. Today is December the 24th and tonight is Christmas Eve. So I wanted to record a short episode and wish you all happy and merry holidays, and I will probably see you, I think, in the new year. So I thought, let's check in with you guys and show you some finished objects. And for those of you who are new, this is a knitting and mainly knitting podcast. I do some other yarny crafts, but only tiny bits of them. So, welcome if you are a returning viewer. Thank you for checking me out again, and welcome if you're a new one. I have my little Christmas tree over here, and I have some finished objects to show you guys. And I have been knitting mainly on my doodler shawl, and it is almost done, but not entirely. I still have to bind off and block it. But okay, first the finished objects. I finished my campsite shawl, and it's pretty big, as you can see. And it's the campsite shawl by Alicia Plummer, and I skipped the last set of charts because you have a few sets of charts and the eyelets keep getting closer together, and there should be another border here with eyelets, but I skipped it since it is gigantic. And it smells very nice. I blocked it with some wool wash, and the fabric is actually much softer than when I knit with it, and it makes a pretty drapey and loose fabric, which I like. And it's mainly a shawl you can drape over your shoulders or just throw it around your neck. Okay, I really look like a reindeer. Yeah, it's nice and warm. So I made this with yarn that I bought in Scotland from the Ardelanish farm. And we saw the cow, or not the cows, the sheep, the cows. There were a lot of cows there, but they make the yarn of the sheep, of course. And it's naturally undyed yarn, and it reminds me of the wonderful time we had in Scotland. So pretty happy with this one, even though it took me a long time. And I must admit, I'm not a big fan of this shape, this type of shawl, like a triangle shape. I like it more when it is a rounder shape. It's more easy for me to wear. Anyhow, it's done, so hooray! Then my second finished object is a pair of socks for my boyfriend, and he has been wearing them a lot already, so they don't look as neat as they could look, because often when you just finish your socks, they're very neat and new looking, and now they're all worn and they need to get a wash. But I finished them. It is a yarn probably from Lana Grossa, which is a German brand, I lost the ball band. I couldn't find it, so but I had this yarn for a long time, and I bought it especially for socks for my boyfriend or my dad or my brother, since I think it is a very nice yarn for guys. And this is the stitch. The pattern is the simple Skype sock, and it's a pretty simple sock pattern, and I just used slip one, knit one heel, and yeah, I like them. So since he has been wearing these every single day, if they were clean and washed, but every time I have to throw them in the laundry basket, he doesn't have any other hand knit socks. Since he's been enjoying them so much, I really wanna make him another pair. And yeah, he loves it. And he even wears them inside his shoes. And it surprises me because he told me he wanted socks just to have to wear around the house. And he loves these socks so much that he even wears them in his shoes. And that means that he really, really likes them, because he thought knitted socks would never fit this great. So very pleased with this one, and it's so nice to knit someone a present and they are very appreciative of it. So yeah, love to make him another pair. I will be on the lookout for a nice man yarn, if that makes sense, because I think a lot of patterns and a lot of colorways are a bit more feminine, and for men it's mostly simple patterns, and often you get like blue or gray or black yarn, and I would love to have a yarn that is a bit more colorful but not girly, if that makes sense. So if you have any suggestions on that, let me know. I have been a bit bad with the show notes. I still have to put them up from last episode, but I will put them in the Ravelry group so you can check them out. So, works in progress. Still my doodler shawl, and I am at the very last bit, which is the bind off. And the last part of this shawl, you have, I think, 3 or 4 options, and I just chose the most simple one, which is the I-cord bind off. And if you don't know what an I-cord bind off is, it's a bind off that creates this cord-like edge. So it's a really thick border. And I chose the same yarn as the rest of the border. You could choose a contrasting one, but I just like this color. So I have to weave in all my ends, so it's a bit of a mess, and it really needs a good wash and block, but so far it looks like this. And I do like it, although I will have to see how this edge will turn out, because it's all scrunched up. and I hope it will block out a bit bigger, because I don't know, I'm not that crazy about it yet. But we'll see. At least it was fun to do and fun to knit, and yeah. We'll see. I'm glad it's almost done. And then I cast on another pair of socks with a yarn that I dyed myself a few months ago, and it's caked up a bit messy, but it's this one, and it's got purple, blue, white. Originally I wanted to pair this with another yarn that had similar colors, but I wanted to make a brioche hat or shawl, but it just didn't happen, and I don't feel like doing something complicated right now. And I really wanted to see how this would knit up. It is a BFL and a nylon mix, and I only did a small part of the cuff, so there's not much to see, but so far I have this much. I'm knitting with the Knit Pro Zing needles with a size 2mm, I believe, and I cast on only 56 stitches, which is not much. Oh, it's a 2.25. Sorry, excuse me. And yeah, I like the needles, and I have a very small ankle, so I have very long feet, but they're very narrow and flat, so I do knit them quite long, but I'd like to have the cuff tightly around my ankle, otherwise it will just drop and get all slouchy, and I don't like. I want my socks to have a tight fit. So not much to see. It's only just the cuff, the beginning. So I will be working on a pair of socks and probably cast on something new, since I finished 3 things almost. I deserve something new. So you will see that in the new year, probably. So that is it. It's a small episode. I did not buy anything because I want to use up the stash I already have. I bought a lot in November and I want to start using it. I have some ideas where I want to use it for. Mainly the yarn I bought from Badenwolle, and these days are just very busy. We have a lot of family visits, and also having some friends over for dinner. We have some nights out, so normally I knit in the evening while watching a movie or something like that, but now I will mainly knit during the day, which is very strange for me. But I like it. So I have some time off from work, so I can knit a lot. And I will try to knit a lot, because I just feel like sitting with a blanket and a project and a cup of tea and just enjoying myself. I love Christmas. And I hope you have a very nice and warm Christmas with a lot of friends and family and food and wine and knitting and crochet and all the other good things there are. And I'll see you in 2016. Merry Christmas!